Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to another reaction. Very excited about today as I'm basically doing a preparation video for DPR Ian's Peanut Butter and Tears release this Friday. I'm very excited, which is why I'm doing like a double reaction for DPR Ian because the concept for Peanut Butter and Tears seems incredibly mesmerizing. There's an inclusion of a kid version of Christian, or who I think is a kid version of Christian. And just visually, it looked absolutely stunning, while yet still feeling kind of like indie and experimental. And I am in shock and awe of his talent and the way that he puts himself out there. I can safely say that DPR Ian Christian is probably one of my favorite artists that I've checked out on this channel, despite only checking out 3 of his music videos. You can check out the playlist somewhere up there. There's only 2 videos. One of them is a double reaction, and now we're doing another double reaction, which actually has been suggested quite a bit with Scaredy Cat, and Nerves. Nerves is especially a song that I heard a lot about, so without further ado, let's dive deeper into the mind of DPR Ian. Let's go.
The manhunt continues. Police reports discovering the horrific body.
6 years have passed by.
At the Devil's Diner.
Railroad tracks.
Witnesses say the suspect may be missing an eye.
Talking about Mito, eh?
I think I'm scared of all the signs. Don't ever leave me alone at night. I think I'm scared. I don't know why. Just leave the lights on and close the blinds. Scaredy cat. Please no heart attacks. Scaredy cat. Please no heart attacks. I think I'm scared.
Oh my god, that is so fucking cool. This is literally like a version of Arthur from the Joker. When Arthur starts dancing like in the bathroom after he killed all those guys on the subway and whatnot. I for a second there thought that it was like DPR Ian, like the version of him that is battling Mito or something like that. But then seeing Mito literally in the straitjacket, buried somewhere in the fucking closet, that is so incredibly symbolic. It's almost like Mito is completely taking over him and just having the time of his life, almost like giving me some Joker or Jack Nicholson in The Shining kind of vibes. Very, very cool. Also like the whole Scaredy Cat and being afraid of all of the signs. I see everything that is wrong, but I'm so scared that I am basically ignoring it, which could be like the very basic thing of like before an episode happens, or not taking your medication, or doing something that you know that you will regret, but you just ignore it because, you know, it is what it is. And you know, if ignorance is bliss, I guess, in those situations. So even though I see all of the signs, including that gun, yeah, DPR visuals plus Ian. Yeah, this is awesome. Incredibly mesmerizing already.
I think I'm scared.
I'm also getting some
Don't ever leave me alone at night. I think I'm scared. I don't know why.
who's the director of fuck, what was the name of the Wes Anderson, if I'm not mistaken? The director of the, what's the movie about the hotel? Oh my god, I forgot the name of the movie. It's with Ralph Fiennes and, you know, Edward Norton is in there. I forgot the name of the fucking hotel, the name of the movie, but an amazing director. I think it's Wes Anderson. I'm getting some vibes of that for some reason. Damn. Maybe I'll remember later. Grand Budapest Hotel. There we go.
I think think I'm scared.
He's riding on an eye. Holy shit, that was amazing.
I scream out loud just to see if I'm alive. I think I'm scared. I don't know why. So leave the lights on. I'll stay inside. 'Cause I'm scared.
He's running away from himself. Holy shit. Okay, I need to take it back because this actually reminds me of a different movie now. There's a movie about a hotel with Jeff Bridges. And it has Chris Hemsworth in it too. The vibe totally fits this vibe. Actually, it fits it to a T from what I remember from the movie, but I can't remember the name of the fucking movie. Holy shit. I'm gonna put a poster. If I'm remembering the movie correctly, you might get those same vibes.
I think I'm scared. I have no time. I scream out loud just to see if I'm alive. I think I'm scared. I don't know why. So leave the lights on. I'll stay inside. 'Cause I'm scaredy cat. Please no more heart attacks. Because I'm scaredy cat. Please no more heart attacks. Dial 911. I'm calling from another.
Oh my god.
It's hard to breathe when you're not there.
It's hard to breathe when you're not there.
Sometimes I know you don't care, but I feel like I'm disappearing in a hole. And nobody will know, nobody will go. Except when I'm with you, sitting in my room alone.
This legitimately, like, the lyrics sound like a note from a fucking diary that he keeps to himself or something like that. And I love how the lyrics can easily be applied to, like, slightly romantic, but then you realize that he's literally kind of like singing to a version of himself. And the Scaredy Cat is actually also like Mito himself in a way. This actually kind of like, in a very weird way, reminds me of like when Lucifer tried to have fun with Sam before, you know, the bed started burning, or was it after, where he was like, "Good morning, Vietnam," and all that kind of stuff. And there was like all of these moments in the library where he was trying to take the piss at him, which was very comedic. This actually kind of like reminds me of this. Like, this is Christian's own little piece of hell. And he's Sam and Lucifer at the same time. Only this is real, and he's expressing those emotions incredibly well of what it's like to have like an episode.
Disappearing in a hole. And nobody will know, nobody will go. Except when I'm with you, sitting
The paddles, it's so demented that it feels romantic.
nobody will go. Except when
Did that just go backward?
nobody will go. Except when I'm. Why does no one understand when I say I am just afraid? Why does no one lend a hand when I say I will drift away?
Damn.
There are clouds in the sky, and boys terrified. They might just rain on me. I'm losing my mind. I think I'll be alright. Just hold my hand, you'll see.
Oh my god. Oh, and it's black and white at the bottom.
Heart attacks. I'm a scaredy cat. Please no more heart attacks. I know that you think I'm a scaredy cat. Please no more heart attacks. I'm a scaredy cat. Please no more heart attacks.
Oh my god. What the fuck? Wait, this actually kind of flips this entire thing on its head. It almost feels like Mito was the one who was locked all of this time and he tried to escape. And then he got him. So it feels like because of the outfits, it actually creates the illusion that the one who was dancing and the black outfit, that was Mito all along. But it more so now kind of feels like it was the other way around, maybe? I feel like what this represents, regardless of whether I'm correct or not, is that to other people, when you are having like an episode or you're close to feeling like you're about to break down, especially if you are dealing with various conditions that are almost like out of your control and you don't want to take those pills, as we talked about with the Mito movie, I believe, or even with blueberries, it's very easy to fool people because he says, why doesn't anyone lend a hand when they know I'm about to drift away? It's almost like no one really cares enough to see the real you, which is why it's so easy to fool them fuckers. You know what I mean? The one who smiles and the one who gets out of the elevator is almost like it's the same person. Would it be in Mito? Maybe I'm confusing myself a little bit, but what this represents to me, especially like the white outfit, it almost looks like something from like those old Victorian times or whatever the fuck, like the Three Musketeers, like those white button shirts and all that kind of stuff. It looks incredibly pure. It's almost like trying to fool the world, and it works. I'm not sure, honestly. I feel like visually this was absolutely incredible. It gives me so many different vibes of so many different movies. And the straight jacket, it honestly kind of like feels like both versions are actually not that bad. Like, it doesn't seem like Mito is like this big bad villain or something, or someone that tries to take over you and create you to be a villain or create you to be a monster or something like that. And the fact that he's almost like poking fun at the things that he's going through, or rather telling the story in a more playful way, which could make it a little bit more digestible and a little bit more relatable before he hits you later on with Mito, the movie, and all that kind of stuff. Or No Blueberries, I believe was the name of the song. I feel like this was incredibly cool. The song itself is incredibly catchy. It's so groovy and it's just incredibly addicting. And his vocals are so chill. That's almost like surprisingly chill. Almost like there's not a single worry in the world, but yet he literally says that I'm always terrified. They might just rain on me. I'm losing my mind, but I think that I'm going to be all right. Like, as he's literally in a straight jacket. But is that the real Christian, or is that Mito, which is what the ending kind of like makes me feel like, which is fucking incredible. I was 100% sure that the one in the straight jacket was the real Christian all along. And plus there's the manhunt and all that kind of stuff. So that would actually make sense that this is actually Mito, because he was on the loose and the manhunt is after someone, and it would make sense in a literal way for him to be in a straitjacket because he escaped whatever place that he was on that people are hunting him for. So that's actually really, really cool. But like the lyrics of like, I'm losing my mind, but I think I'm going to be all right. It's like, as you are like completely gone off the rails, you still kind of like think to yourself that I'm going to be all right, as the world is kind of like burning around you. It almost like reminds me of the meme. It feels so symbolic in terms of like literally with the manhunt and everything in the straitjacket, but also in terms of we literally have Christian here with his mouth taped as he's talking about disappearing in a hole and all that kind of stuff. Like there's so many cool and incredible symbolisms, and like the flowers that he had on his chest are the ones that he's later playing with. Nobody will go except when I'm with you. It's like all we have is each other. Like one of them has led to this manhunt, did something that led to this predicament, and now all they have is each other. So I feel like in terms of like depicting whatever is happening in your mind whenever you have like one of those attacks that feels like a heart attack, like a panic attack, and feel like a heart attack, and all of these various things that have to do with various conditions that you cannot simply take charge of your own life, and yet you tell to yourself that everything is going to be okay. The gun and all made me think that this was Mito, to be honest, and him using it as a phone. But then maybe it's like the pure version of him, the Christian, who's like, yeah, I don't know. I'm a little bit thrown off, to be honest, by the ending. It kind of like threw me for a loop. So feel free to let me know your thoughts, and maybe if maybe Christian himself said something about this music video, and anything at all, let me know in the comment section. Let's move on to the next song, which is probably one of the most requested songs when it comes to DPR Ian, which is Nerves. Let's go. There's the pills. Damn. Oh, that's so fucking symbolic. From being terrified and almost like having nerve damage to smiling, and damn, this visual is... That was so cool.
I heard you leaving town. Hey girl, it might not matter now. Hey girl, maybe it worked somehow. That's what I'll tell myself when you lie down tonight. So many times I cut off, held on. I still can't believe I left you all alone. It tore me down to pieces. You'll never know how much I wished I never let you go. Hi, how you doing?
I've been better.
Heard you seem to be happy now.
I'm okay.
Hi, how you doing? Don't worry about me, cause I'm doing fine. So you came around my house and you left your marks with your fingertips. I'm sitting where you sat down.
How religious is Christian, by the way? I don't think I even mentioned like Christianity once when I reacted to him, but maybe the girl was his religion and he's losing his religion, which is a nice song.
Heard you seem to be happy now. Hi, how you doing? Don't worry about me, cause I'm doing fine. So you came around my house and you left your marks with your fingertips. I'm sitting
Damn.
where you sat down, and now he's looking for something meaningless. I'm getting little breathless. I'm getting to the surface.
Damn.
I'm getting little breathless. I'm getting to the surface.
Oh my god, the vocals.
How you doing? I heard you seem to be happy now. Hi, how you doing? Don't worry about me, cause I'm doing fine. 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 Girl, I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. I swear it's
Somebody's trying to convince someone. I love that even like the stop sign, the red light is like, I'm doing fine, but it's a fucking lie. My life stops here. The vocals during this chorus, like there's something very, very deep, almost like some kind of a, I don't know if it's a processing or he's doing it by himself. Like, it's really, really interesting. It's almost like his voice is like coming from the depths of hell or something like that. Damn. He's getting a little nervous. Put that away. So there is a girl, okay. That's interesting, the fact that he says he loved you. He's not speaking in the third person. Okay, this music video was absolutely incredible. The song itself is, as all of DPR and songs, they're absolutely catchy, groovy, incredibly addicting. In terms of like the story of this music video, I had a couple of different thoughts and I didn't want to pause in the middle too much because the Scaredy Cat reaction, the ending kind of like made me reevaluate everything that I was talking about prior to finishing it or getting to that part. Towards the end of the music video, Christian says, I loved you, he loved you. It feels like when we finally see the silhouette or the shadow of the girl, it almost made me feel like this is a relationship that I lost because of my problems that I have that I can't control. Or we see the pills in the beginning and, you know, no blueberries for me were some of the lyrics in No Blueberries, if I'm not mistaken. I was like not wanting to take those pills. There's clearly like a breakup that happened at the same time. It felt like throughout most of the music video, the girl decided to move on from him. And he's trying to convince her or convince himself that he's doing fine despite clearly not doing fine at all. Then once we get towards the end of the song, he says, I'm sorry, I was hurting too much to know that you were standing right here. And that he will sing this song to you to tell you I really cared and that he really cared. It almost feels like I lost this relationship because of the battles that I have with my own demons. Because I was focusing on that instead of letting you become the light that will save me from my problems. I made you part of that problem and I basically ignored you because he literally says, I didn't notice that you were standing right here. So that made me feel like the girl potentially did try to understand him and try to be there for him, but he ultimately almost like pushed her away because of his own battles with Mido and everything that relates to that character and his own demons that he's facing that the pills cannot help with, or the pills like do something to him that he doesn't want to feel. We see Mido in the end, which was really, really interesting. He's smiling actually at the end, which makes me feel like Mido is actually happy to not have this person in their lives anymore because they can be together. He and Christian, Mido and Christian can be together again. That little smirk that he does, it's almost like I can take over again. Because in this relationship, maybe there was clearly a battle because he lost the girl, because he didn't even notice that she was standing right there. So all of the problems and episodes and panic attacks and everything that he was battling through, he wasn't able to notice the one person that actually, much like in Scaredy Cat, he was like, why wouldn't no one lend a hand? There was someone that wanted to lend a hand and help him, but he didn't even notice them. That's at least kind of like my theory off the top of my head. In the end, it feels like he had to let her go or let his thoughts of her basically go, because it's almost as if unless he solves his own problems and deals with his own demons, he can't be in a relationship. So that was really, really beautifully depicted. And like we see Mido is constantly like in the dark. From some of these visuals, we have all of these flashbacks with the girl, which represent all of the happy memories and all. And the happier the memories are, the more fucked up I get. And I'm burning shit, I'm throwing shit around. And we see Mido constantly in the dark, almost like being bruised up, and like the eye is burning with light. And there's a cool visual of the girl actually blocking half of his face. It's almost like blocking Mido. It's almost like when I'm with you, that alter ego of sorts can take a back seat. But yet all of the happiness that I felt with this girl still cannot drown Mido. And he still comes back on top, basically. And he creates all of these situations for me where I am kind of like lost and I'm battling with myself. How could you help me if I can't help myself? And the whole I'm getting nervous, it almost like, again, it speaks to Christian himself, it speaks to Mito, in terms of both of those characters getting nervous about what is going to happen to them. Also, like the smiley face that in the beginning, the eyes, he crosses the eye and it's like the love is dead, or the happiness died or something like that. All things considered, this is an amazing, almost like this breakup song that feels incredibly relatable. And then you add the layer of the mental torment that he's going through, and it just creates a really incredible movie that adds such an extra dimension that makes it, that separates it from any other movie that you would see. I don't know, these are all just my opinions and my interpretation of the music video, but like there's a lot of like getting drunk, smoking, burning shit, basically kind of like going through the various stages of grief after a relationship and whatnot. Only here there's just such an extra layer of mental, of like this mind fuck that you go through, because there's visually two people in this relationship as far as the girl can see, but in reality there's three people. Even if the girl is truly the best thing that ever happened to you, as you relive all of these wonderful memories that you had together that were able to put Mito away or something like that, in the end it still wasn't enough. This was amazing. And you know, the happier they got, so it felt like, the more it got on their nerves, or on Mito's nerves. He depicted a really wonderful story that kind of like tries to express how hard it is to be in a relationship with someone when you are constantly having to battle yourself on such a stage where every day feels like it could be life or death. I thought that he did a phenomenal job, and musically this was absolutely beautiful, and it could be my favorite song by DPR Ian so far. I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. If I made any sense, let me know in the comment section down below. If there's anything that I missed, feel free to let me know. If there's anything that Christian himself said about either of these music videos, or anything that you would like to let me know about Peanut Butter and Tears, as we prepare for the Friday release, which I'm hoping that I'll be able to react to it on Friday, but unfortunately I can't promise it, so it might take a couple of extra days before I get to some of the Friday releases, which does include XG too. So we'll see how Friday goes, but for now, this was absolutely incredible. I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. If you did, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I will catch you all in the next one. Have a wonderful weekend, you guys. See ya.